Alright y'all, welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to be talking about how you need to act like the person that you want to become. And I want to specifically talk about in terms of Christianity. You want to act like the person that you believe God is calling you to be. And I think a lot of us have a worldistic view of this, of who we think God is calling us to be. But at the end of the day, we need to first seek discernment of who we believe God's calling us to be before we actually can start acting like that person. But you can start, even if you don't have a clear vision of who that is, some things are just extremely obvious of what you can start to become that person. And it starts by following the commandments, by constantly seeking to do what you think God is calling you to do in each and every moment. And just think about it. Like, yeah, it probably makes sense that God is not the person that God wants you to become and that you probably want to become. Doesn't involve sleeping in all the time, doesn't involve being lazy, scrolling on your phone 24/7, watching TV shows all day or doing whatever else, or watching porn or going out partying and drinking. I'm sure the person and version that God wants you to be and the version of you that you want to become is not someone that does those things. So in order to become someone that you've never been, you have to be someone that you've never been. And it takes dying to who you are to become the person that you want to become and the person that God created you to be. And this is something that is so difficult to do, but it actually makes it so much more simple. When you just evaluate people that have done things that you want to do, or you want to be someone that you've never been, you just have to evaluate what that person would do and then start taking action slowly each and every day to become that person and to make strides towards becoming that person. And I specifically remember this when I was in high school, going in my senior year. I knew who God was calling me to be. I knew God was calling me to start pursuing the stream of social media. I knew God was calling me to go into isolation and kind of just like lock in and focus on like healing and growing into my best self and becoming my best self. And I just remember it being so difficult to do. And that's where being a lukewarm Christian is so difficult. It actually is way harder and so dangerous because you're half in, half out, and it just makes you feel like crap about yourself because you know what you should be doing. You're getting conviction on who God is calling you to be and who you want to become, but you can't do it and you're struggling to do it. So you're going to have to go through that rough period of knowing what's right and knowing who you want to be and what that person would be doing, and you're going to be trying to do those things, but you're going to be failing. You're going to be struggling. And just know that that's like a part of the process. That's a part of the process of God bringing you into that person that you want to become. And it's not going to be easy. Like, be easy on yourself when you're trying to become someone that you've never been. And have mercy on yourself, because that's going to be a long journey. That's going to be an endless process. I still am in that process every single day. There's still so many things that I struggle with that I know aren't what the person I want to be is doing. You know what I mean? And is not what God would want me to be doing. So have mercy on yourself when you are on this journey, but focus on the things that you can control in your life. So just really analyze. Like, obviously, it's really clear to me in a lot of ways, and I think it's clear to all of us if we actually genuinely admit it to ourselves. Like, the person that you want to become and the person that God wants you to be is obviously going to be the best version of you in every single aspect of your life. So that means the best version of you is going to be eating healthy, is going to be waking up early, is going to be working hard, is going to be disciplined, is going to be doing the things that they tell themselves yourself that you're going to do, and is going to just be trying to level up in every aspect of their life and grow their relationship with God the strongest that they possibly can. So that just makes it a lot clearer. Is you need to start evaluating just everything in your life that isn't going to bring you closer to that person, and that's the start of becoming the person that you want to become and doing the things that the person that you want to become would be doing, and that is striving to be your best self in all aspects of your life. And it's not easy. It's not easy. We're not perfect, and we're always going to fail, and I constantly fail every single day. We're all going to be constantly failing, but once you get in that pursuit of trying to be a better person, of trying to be a better man, of trying to be a better woman, and are in that constant pursuit of just being your best self, that's where you already won. If you get in that pursuit, you already won. That's the step that 99% of people aren't willing to take. And if you have made that decision, or if you choose after this video to make that decision, that is the moment that your life changes forever. It's those who are so trapped in their sin and can't admit the things that aren't good for them, or aren't what God would want them to do, or aren't the person that they want to become would be doing. If you can't admit those things to yourself, that's where you get trapped. That's where you're a slave to your desires. So once you're able to first admit and be aware of the things that the version of you would be doing and wouldn't be doing, that's when you actually can make actionable steps towards becoming that person and trying to live out a life that kind of person would be living. and then eventually you'll become that person. It's just how God designed the world. It's how God created the universe. When you are constantly working towards becoming that person, you will become it. Like, you will become what you're working towards. You will become whatever your daily actions are, and how hard you work each and every single day, and how you're able to honor and glorify God in each and every moment of every single day. So just focus on doing the things that you think your future, the person that you want to become, would be doing. And that starts by taking accountability. That starts by admitting the things that you're doing currently that aren't bringing you closer to that person, and taking actionable steps to be better and to not do those things. And I think just by focusing on this, it'll completely change your life. And I know that this was one of the first steps for me in my relationship with God and everything else that completely transformed me. And I know it can do the same for you guys. So don't get too caught up in it. Don't think too far ahead, but just try to make those steps towards the best version of yourself. Try to make those steps towards becoming the person that you want to become and that you believe God created you to be. And that will involve being your best self. And I promise you, your life will completely change for the better. And that is the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts down below. This was a shorter one. But if you guys made it to the end of this video, I want you guys to put a ice or a freezing emoji, so like a cold emoji. That lets me know that you guys don't have a trash attention span, and I appreciate you guys watching till the end. If you want to support the mission or be a part of the mission in a deeper way, you can join the free Generation Revival community. I'll link it in the description. We have live calls about 5 days a week. You guys already know the gist. You can download the Upspace app, get some Happy Beer account, whatever it is. The clothing launch is coming soon in around November, so I'm super excited about that. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next one. God bless, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.